We, the architects of reality. Yeah, so we get to create our own reality. It's not just our actions. Our thoughts, our feelings, all have that power. All are part of that to alter our reality, to change our reality, to rewrite ourselves. It's wonderful. So, in this energy session, we're going to clear stuff out. And then we're going to give you the opportunity to think about what you would like life to be. And I strongly suggest you think what you would like it to be, not what you don't want, but what you do want. And then we'll be able to attract that, to pull that in, to create that for ourselves. And that'll be a wonderful thing. That'll be great. Good. So let's jump right in, shall we? Let's close our eyes. Let's be in the center of the core being just by having that thought. Let's activate that base chakra and just choose to be in the I Am presence. Choose to be at the throne of God. Choose to be at one with the infinite, whichever wording works for you. And let's take 3 relaxed deep breaths through our nose if you can. Relaxed is more important than deep. And then just choose to be back in the center of the core being. And I've already explained that and explained this little process in other energy sessions. And there's a lot to do tonight. So we want to go after these deeply ingrained patterns. These patterns that are molded by our beliefs. By our samskaras. By our habits. And release them. So we're going to do double duty on this technique. First, we're going to breathe in certain energies, Shakti, divine energies. Let's breathe in divine love. Not what you think divine love is, but ask for that pure, primordial, divine love that was there at the beginning of all things. The divine love of the Creator. The divine love that was there in the Garden of Eden. That pure Prem. And let's breathe that in. It's a similar frequency, different waveform. Let's breathe it in. And fill the center of the core being with this pure primordial Prem. And now let's breathe in divine truth. We breathe in divine truth because we are masters at lying to ourselves. We're masters at kidding ourselves, telling ourselves things that aren't true and making them true, and let it all go. Let it all go. Let's just breathe it in. Divine truth. And fill the center of the core of being with this. And let's breathe in divine grace. Breathe in divine grace. Breathe it in, add it to the other two. Divine grace, more, more. We want to make a graceful shift. Gradual shift. You can always go through this process more than once. And as we go through each part that we purify in this exercise, you can always pause the recording and give it extra time if you want. So now let's breathe in divine joy, because there's just not enough joy in every atom, in every molecule, in every cell of our bodies. In all of our subtle bodies, there's not enough divine joy. And we as a human species constantly seek happiness, a temporary emotional way of being, instead of just being joyous, an eternal state of being. Let's breathe it in. Let's introduce it to ourselves. Divine joy, and breathe that in, and breathe it in, and breathe it in, and breathe it in. And like we've used before, let's breathe in the violet flame, which transmutes and releases things. And let's breathe in the sacred fire, so we can use this misty blue-white light to replace anything that has been released. Good. So let's breathe this in and breathe this in. And if you've been initiated with the golden flame and the diamond white light, then please activate those as well within your system. Breathe them in. Now let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor these energies on our node in the center of the core of being. And we are going to send these Shakti to each part as we go, purifying it. And we're also going to bring energies from above, so to speak, down the Antakarana, through our crown chakra, into differing places where we store things that don't need to be there anymore. Two-pronged approach. So to bring this energy down the Antakarana, the Karael, I want you to just continuously breathe in and out through your nose if you can, but don't stop. We normally stop breathing. Pause, hesitate. Be consciously aware of your breathing and don't stop. So let's allow all of these Shakti to gather in the thalamus, where we have beliefs and corollary beliefs and some patterns. And just breathe it into that place. Breathe it into the thalamus. You don't have to know where these places are. Just breathe them in. It'll go there. We're directing it. We're telling it what to do. Continuously breathing your consciousness in the center of the core being. These energies going from the center of the core being into the thalamus. The base chakra is activated. And go as deep as you want into the center of the core being. You can go deeper into the center of the core being by just counting to 3 and making an upward pointing triangle and then a downward pointing triangle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is not hypnosis. This is not self-hypnosis. We're just going deeper into the center of the core being. It's safe. 1, 2, 3. Feel yourself going deeper. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can use any language you want, and you can now do it yourself if you've accepted this little mnemonic. Try it yourself. An upward triangle starting at the top. 1, 2, 3, going clockwise around. And a downward pointing triangle starting at the bottom, going clockwise around. 1, 2, 3. We're clearing out outmoded beliefs, things that no longer serve you on your path. If you have things that are true and you're storing it as a belief, well, it's going to perturb the way the energy flows through you. So let's not store it as a belief, let's store it as a truth if it's true. Be sure it's true. The first time you go through this process, and do it very deeply, very cleanly, it can take up to an hour and a half. So please do pause the recording when you want to stay on an area longer. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and lock these energies into your thalamus and send the energies over to the hypothalamus, where there are more beliefs and corollary beliefs. And you know what to do now. When thoughts come up, you can look at them or not look at them and just let them go. We're not erasing all your beliefs. Just those that no longer serve you. Those that you've already proven not to be true, yet you hold on to them anyway. Hmm. Good, good. So now let's activate, energize, amplify, and lock these energies into the hypothalamus. And now we're going to send these energies into the hippocampus. Again, you don't need to know what these parts are. They're all inside the brain. They're all part of the limbic system. And the hippocampus is where we store basically two things: vasanas and samskaras. Vasanas are desires, but they're sort of like impulsive desires. You go to the store, you see something, center the core being, activate the base chakra, continuously breathing deep in the center of the core being. You go to a store, you see something, you just have to have it. So you buy it, you take it home, and 6 months later it's still in the box. We've all done that. That's an example of a vasana. A samskara is a belief that you've bought into from someone else, usually someone you respect. The classic example are the parents who tell their child, "Oh, you'll never amount to anything, you're no good," things like this. There are also positive samskaras, but we always tend to cling on to the negative ones for some reason. Modern therapy refers to samskaras as tapes, like we have these tapes constantly playing in our heads. We don't need to play them, we don't need to look at them, but we can transmute and release them and replace them with this sacred fire right now if you want. Go deeper. Do your 2 triangles. Go deeper into the center of the core being. And just allow them to go. They don't really serve you, except to hold you back. I see the samskaras sort of like a waterfall. And we put drops of light into this dark waterfall and they get gobbled up by the darkness. But we keep putting these drops of light in, drops of light in, drops of light in, drops of light in. And then this dark waterfall changes into a beautiful waterfall of light. As we transmute all the negative tapes, all the negative samskaras, and we retain all the beautiful ones, all the positive ones. One, two, three. Feel yourself going deeper. One, two, three. Any language. Un, deux, trois. Un, deux, trois. That technique is also very good for meditation. Not very good for hypnosis. That waterfall changes from darkness to light. As all these things that you believe about yourself that other people have caused you to believe are shifted and changed as we create our new reality. Hmm. You may want to pause. Or you can activate, energize, amplify, and lock these energies into the hippocampus. And now we're going to send this energy into the amygdala. There's two of them, so I guess they're amygdalae. Two little almond-shaped pieces in the middle of the brain, in the middle of the head. And let's clear them out of what they store best. Fear. Fear of failure, fear of success. Some people have both of those. All kinds of fears. Not instinctual fears, that's something else. And let's let these fears clear. Continuously breathing. Center the core being. Let the energy flow as we purify ourselves. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and lock these energies into the amygdala. And now let's send these energies into the frontal lobes, the parietal lobes, and temporal lobes of the brain, and the occipital lobes. We can do them all at once. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor these energies into the frontal lobes, parietal lobes, temporal lobes, and occipital lobes of the brain. As we now send this energy into the palms, into the medulla, and into the striatum to help take care of some habits. The deeper you allow yourself to go, the more you will be able to clear out, and the quicker it will all happen. All it takes is two simple triangles. So now let's activate, energize, amplify, and lock these energies in to the palms, the medulla, and the striatum, areas on the brainstem. And now we're going to go through a very subtle area of the body that's very important, and many teachers ignore it, the endocrine system. So let's send this energy now into the pineal gland. And let it clear. And if you've had a problem with one of these glands, or there's been an operation and part of it's been removed, we're sending this energy into a higher plane, a higher dimension of that gland as well. So please follow along with us. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and lock these energies into the pineal gland and send these energies into the pituitary gland. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor in the pituitary gland. And now send this energy into the thyroid gland. Good, good, good. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and lock these energies into the thyroid and send these energies into the thymus gland. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor in the thymus gland and send this energy into the two adrenal glands. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor in the adrenal glands and send this energy into the pancreas. Good, 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 good. So now let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor in the pancreas and send this energy into your gonads. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor in your gonads. And now let's go back up into the brain and send this energy into the cave of Brahma. It's the third ventricular space, the cave of Brahma. Activate, energize, amplify, and anchor in the cave of Brahma. And now we're going to send this energy into the corpus callosum, this teeny little piece that connects the left and the right sides of the brain, and the only piece that connects the left and the right sides of the brain. And it clears out pretty quickly because there's so much energy that constantly flows through it. So let's activate, energize, amplify, and anchor in the corpus callosum. And now we're going to take our astral hands and we're going to squeegee, because when you squeegee it doesn't leave anything behind. We're going to squeegee all the thoughts up the left side of the brain and up the right side of the brain with our astral hands, forming a prayer mudra of our astral hands at about the 10th chakra above our heads. And we're going to spiritually expand the corpus callosum to completely fill the space between the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. And we're going to allow the hemispheres of our brain to synchronize, to come into balance, to create these balanced isobars horizontal across the brain. Starting the transition spiritually from duality into plurality. And now we're going to allow these energies, while that's still working, we're going to allow these energies to radiate forth from the center of the core being and completely flush our electromagnetic body, physical body, emotional body, including the personality layers, mental body, causal body, astral body, etheric body. Those are all the inner bodies. And then the advanced bodies, the Christ body or Buddhic body, the light body, the radiant body, and the ascension body. And now have the thought in the center of the core being. to encapsulate yourself with divine white gold, which is very different than jeweler's gold. We want to use divine white gold and just have the thought to cut all the cords, knowing that the ones that are of the light and serve the light will be reestablished, and the ones that are of the dark or are self-serving will reestablish only with your conscious allowance. And do that now. And now be in the center of the core being, with all the cords cut. You will not be energetically distracted. In the center of the core being, you will not be emotionally or mentally distracted. And let's take a few moments now. How would you like your life to be? Formulate those thoughts in the center of the core being now, please. And now let's ask for the Shakti, that divine energy, that will help you make it so, that will help you manifest and breathe that. You can stop the continuous breathing. Just breathe in this energy. To manifest what you would like to change in yourself. Activate, energize, intensify, and anchor this energy on your node and allow it to radiate out throughout your whole being, and allow the changes necessary to occur. Call in your guides, your teachers, whomever you work with spiritually. Call them in now in the center of the core being. Give them your gratitude. Give them your love. Ask for their help. Allow your guides and teachers to show you, tell you, explain to you, allow it to manifest in your external life in some way for those who don't see and hear. Just come into the knowingness, perhaps a dream, of what your life could be. That which you came here to be. Allow this energy to expand within yourself. Allow the energy to expand, and then allow yourself to expand from the center of the core being, yourself being your consciousness, to expand gracefully and occupy as much of this shell as you naturally can without forcing or pushing. Just be the fullness that you can be right now. Allow yourself to witness yourself. You may wish to say to yourself, I am that. And working towards purifying yourself so that all these energies can come through. The fullness of your consciousness come through. All of your gifts manifest. That you can help others do the same with their lives. How wonderful everything would be. Allow yourself this experience. Allow yourself to expand to your natural fullness at this point of your development, and know that it's going to improve and get better. Amazing, wonderful thing. So I thank you. I thank you very much for participating in this, for experiencing more of yourself. And if you've enjoyed this, you can visit our website, shaktify.com, SHAKTI, as in Frank, Y.com. Take a look around. There's more things to try, more things to do, all kinds of events all the time. And if you feel in your heart that you'd like to donate to this work and help keep it going, it would be most graciously accepted. So thank you. Thank you very, very much. God bless.